Okay. Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Well, as Maulana Imtiaz Sahab said that my name is Talha Rashid and I work for the Smoke Free Lancashire, as you can see on the screen here. And our purpose, our focus is to help people with giving up smoking, whether it be cigarettes, roll-ups, shisha, pan tobacco, and as years have gone by, also e-cigarettes. So as time goes by, we're seeing more and more people using the service from every community, Polish, Romanian, of course, people from the Caucasian community, and alhamdulillah, people from the BME community as well, male and female, alhamdulillah. And it's been approximately 18 years in this post helping people give up smoking. So we were called the NHS Stop Smoking Service. We were known as Quit Squad. So it's been approximately about a year, 1st of October 2023 to be precise, where we lost the NHS status and went to a private charity. And this private charity that we have connected with actually is very active in drug and alcohol advice. So those people who are addicted to drugs, alcohol, they specialize in supporting them. And alhamdulillah, we've got a new senior team which is very experienced in this field of smoking cessation. So mashallah, we are getting very good results, alhamdulillah. And the service we provide is within the community. We are quite a big team, mashallah. We cover 12 districts in Lancashire. The only two areas that we don't cover is Blackburn and Blackpool. Other than that, we cover all the areas: Burnley, Padiham, East Lancashire, West Lancashire, Central Lancashire here, and so on and so forth. So the support that we offer is very much in the community on a one-to-one basis. So just like if you have a medical problem, you go and see your doctor and you see him on a one-to-one, confidential. So similarly, you see a specialist stop smoking advisor who will do an assessment of your smoking. Now it could be yourselves, you may not smoke, but you may know someone who smokes. You may know someone who is addicted to e-cigs and they need help. So we're here to make that life easy for you, you know. Just to mention, even till today, it's been approximately 8 years, a gentleman who gave up smoking, Allah Pak gave me the tawfiq to help him. He was an 80 a day smoker. So normal day, normal routine, 80 a day smoker. On holiday, 100 a day smoker. So the first few days were a bit difficult, but alhamdulillah, he gave up smoking. Until today, he's still smoke-free. It's been a good few years, you know. So if an 80 a day smoker can give up, you know, I've seen even heavier smokers as well. The heaviest smoker I've come across, he had actually cut down. And you could tell he didn't want to be there. His wife dragged him in. So I spoke to him and he goes, I'm doing really well. I've cut down. I said, okay. How many you cut down to? So he goes, about 50, 60 a day. I thought, you cut down to 50, 60 a day. So how many are you smoking? So he was working in a different country. I can't remember the country. He was a builder by trade. And it was very cheap to buy cigarettes or roll-ups from there. So he goes, I used to smoke 140 to 150 a day. I'm not joking. He wasn't over 60 years of age, but his health was really badly affected. It really aged him. So, khair, alhamdulillah, so as years have gone by, so many people are giving up smoking, the change is coming in. Before, a lot of people used to smoke inside the house, and as time, when the passive smoking awareness kicked in, slowly, that started to fade away and people started smoking outside. Because 85% of passive smoking, you can't see or smell. And that carbon monoxide is going into family members and it's affecting their health. And so we see people on a one-to-one basis, and we are based in many areas. I have a slide with all the different clinics. And we also offer telephone support. Our main focus is face-to-face. We like to see people face-to-face, do an assessment, get them to do a carbon monoxide reading. So the more you smoke, the higher your carbon monoxide levels. Carbon monoxide, as you know, is the same gas that comes out the back of a car exhaust pipe. So as soon as you smoke, within 4 seconds, your oxygen levels start dropping. And nicotine is one of the most addictive drugs in the world. I've had people say to me that they've given up heroin, but they found giving up smoking harder. Something to think about. A person, he smokes a cigarette or a roll-up, etc. Within 3 seconds, the nicotine is inside his lungs. And 7 seconds, the nicotine is touching his brain and it's releasing a chemical that's making him feel good for a few seconds. Now, if a smoker is listening to this, so when a smoker wakes up in the morning, when a smoker has a meal or he breaks his fast and he goes outside and he's having a quick cigarette and coming back in, he's getting that little dopamine release. Now, just to let you know, yes, it releases a bit of dopamine. A few seconds after, we have our kidneys over here. On top of our kidneys, we have these triangle glands called adrenal glands. That secretes adrenaline. So smoking makes you feel good for a few seconds, but then it makes you feel stressed for a longer period. Now, if a smoker smokes because of stress, which a lot of smokers do, then they're going to have a cigarette to feel good for a few seconds. Then they're going to feel stressed for a longer period. Then they're going to feel good for a few seconds. Vicious circle. So 80% of what we do is mental work. Like the, mashallah, the tablighi say, ki zehn banao. So 80% of our work is working on a person's mindset, building their confidence up. Yeah? So 80% is psychological habit, 20% is a nicotine addiction, 20%. So for the 80%, this is why we offer the one-to-one counseling to boost your confidence up. Usually what tends to happen is that people have that intention in their hearts, I want to give up smoking. The intention is right. But the way they mentally go about doing it, they make it difficult for themselves. This is a very big issue. Whether you give up smoking, vaping, whatever it is. The key point here is that once you have an advisor, they will guide you mentally as to how to approach it. And then you'll find it easier to fight with. Give you a simple example. Our ulama, they say, Hakim ul-Ummat, Mawlana Shafi Thanwi rahmatullah alayh, he says that how do you distinguish when a person wants to do guna, that guna is influenced either through shaitan or through our nafs. We're in the month of Ramadan, we're making effort, the whole purpose is that hamare andar taqwa aa jaye, we become Allah-fearing. So if a person has this desire to commit sin now and then he may forget about it, it tends to be shaitan putting waswasa in our hearts. So if shaitan does waswasa, our ulama say, first, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim parlo, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah parlo. Most importantly, don't pay any attention to it, carry on. Because shaitan's going to think, this guy's not taking heed. Oh, leave him. So this is how we defend ourselves and how we address shaitan's attack. And if a person has this desire consistently again and again to commit a sin, that is originating from our nafs. So when it originates from our nafs, we need to use our willpower. So yeah, you see that he says sometimes people are giving up smoking, they don't know if they're having a craving or if it's in their mind. So then we explain that when you have a craving, it only lasts 4 minutes. In that 4 minutes, there's these nicotine products that you can use, whether it's patches, lozenge, gum. So we offer treatment, and we have treatment that gives you a constant supply of nicotine, so you don't get the craving in the first place. And psychologically, you feel a bit calm. Because when the nicotine levels drop in the body, a person gets a bit angry quickly. A person gets a bit irritable quickly. So to prevent that happening, we recommend put a patch on. As soon as you put a patch on, after 10 minutes, the nicotine levels drop in, increase in the blood, and they send an indirect message to the brain. So nicotine from a cigarette touches the brain, keeps the addiction alive and kicking. All the nicotine products we give, the patch, the gum, the lozenge, it goes into your bloodstream, indirectly sending a message to the brain that you got plenty of nicotine, calm down. Yeah? Because the brain has many functions. One of the functions is to monitor. And if you're a smoker and your nicotine levels go down, then a switch will go on in the brain, then the craving will start. So what we want to do is calm that switch down. Tariqe se, hikmat se. So one of them is that we use medication. And this medication, one of the things we can do, Mashallah Mufti Javed Sahab, who did bayan today, many years ago, I remember I asked him, Mohsab, masla puchna hai, can we use nicotine patches during Roza? Does it break the Roza? He goes, no. So since then, mashallah, whenever we've done any stop smoking promotion work, we've always had that there. So if someone's a very heavy smoker, and you put the nicotine patches on, it's going to make your rozas more easier because you're not going to get any cravings and so on and so forth. Once your roza breaks, you can either use nicotine chewing gum, lozenge, etc., etc. There's also an app that you can download, which is called the My Quit Route app. And that app you can download, you put your quit date in, what day you're going to give it with smoking or vape and so on. And then it tells you how much money you're going to save, how many changes are taking place in your body. If a smoker gives up smoking, after 24 hours, he's reduced his chances of having a heart attack or stroke by 50% straight away. So people think, yaar, kitla variety cigarette piyora raad hai nahi hai. Yeah? But we don't realize there's people in the 70s and 80s that we have the opportunity to help, and they notice a massive improvement in their health and energy. And they feel so much more energetic that they think, you know what, I've got a bit of my independence back. So it's never too late to give up smoking. And okay, jis din hame is dunya se jana hai, the day we're going to leave this world, we're going to leave this world. Not in a second late. But we want to leave with as good quality of life as possible. It's like one day one brother said to me, Atala, ho yaar cigarette nahi baat kar, marwan uta chhed nahi, you heard any yaar? So I said, yaar, when you're ready to give up smoking, come and see me. Asal hai niyat. पहली नीयत फाउंडेशन है अगर आपकी नीयत नहीं है तो मैं आपके लिए कुछ भी नहीं कर सकता कभी it happens that sometimes very few people they'll come in and when we do an assessment we do motivational interviewing techniques we do all sorts of psycho treatment and that he's only there because his wife nagged him or the husband is getting the wife to give up smoking. They don't want to do that. So I say to him, look, giving up smoking is important. I want you to have a think in your own space. These are the benefits for you to give up smoking. I want you to decide and come. When you decide and come, the oomph is going to be there, the motivation is going to be there. Then when we give up smoking, we're going to move forward. And so sometimes we have to decline treatment because the time is going to get wasted. But most of the time when people are motivated, mashallah, it makes a massive difference. So we focus on all sorts of groups. So BME, Ramadan focus, Radio Ramadan, etc., etc. So equality, diversity, inclusion. People who are homeless, social housing issues, where people, advisors that specialize in that area, marketing and so on and so forth. Yeah. These are the areas we cover: Central Lancashire, East Lancashire, West, North, and these are all the places where we do these sessions. But more simply, what you can do is give us a ring and have yourself booked in. We also offer a late night telephone appointment as well. So if you're at work 9 till 5, you're struggling to attend an appointment, ideally you should try your best to come face to face. If not, then come in then have a telephone appointment booked in. And then we can offer you that full 12-week treatment. Baqaida. So when a person, he gives up smoking, physically there's changes taking place in his brain. So if you do an MRI scan between a smoker and a non-smoker, you can tell the difference straight away. If a person lies, he will cigarette not pito. Yeah? If he smokes and you put him in an MRI scan, like tree branches sticking out. Yeah? The nicotine receptors in the brain stick out like tree branches. And every week you don't smoke, it's like someone's chopping those branches and then they go away. So after 12 weeks of not smoking, that cravings, the withdrawal symptom, the addiction is fully treated. After that, it's purely psychological. But when you come and see us and we work on the psychological aspects of it and make smoking more easier, then once people have finished their 12-week treatment, they're less likely to go back to smoking. And if, for whatever reason, someone goes back to smoking, we're always available to help again and again. I remember I came not so long ago once, and I was just in this masjid, I was just putting my shoes on, and a brother came. This is the brother who helped me give up smoking. With so much love and passion, it was very nice. And there was another brother who goes, he helped me as well. So mashallah, alhamdulillah, Allah Pak has given me the tawfiq and our team the ability to help so many people. Yeah? So these are the key points. So this is our telephone number. Yeah? I have, alhamdulillah, leaflets in Gujarati, Urdu, and Bengali next to the pull-up banner. So in case if you want to know more about the Smoke-Free Lancashire service, by all means. Any questions? Okay. Yeah.
It'd be interesting to know how many are smokers or vapers in here. How many is there? Just what chance?
Is there anyone else that wants to?
Because the reason why I'm asking the question is that, maybe this isn't the audience. Most of I'm a non-smoker, but I'm here because I'm interested.
Yeah.
So how do you target people that are genuinely smokers that have left the Jamaican and having a pop outside?
There's many different ways, and we do promotional work in different ways. Social media is a big one. Facebook, because everyone's using social media. Facebook, Instagram, and so on and so forth. Over the years when we've had, this is a few years ago, when we've had the Ramadan timetables, we've always had a good few years where we've had a stop smoking message on there. Other than that, mainly what tends to happen is people come to us, they give up smoking, and then they'll call their friend in, their family in, and so on and so forth. And the key thing to remember is, let's say there's no smokers here, there's no vapers here, but you'll have learned certain bits and bats, you'll have learned about the service, we can spread the message, and even that is a form of neki. Next question?
When you ask the guy who's vaping,
Yeah.
and because there's no statistics of the harm it does, that's a setback, because that's what I ask somebody.
Yeah. Okay. I knew this question would come. Okay. There are a few small studies done on vaping. Okay. And if vape is used, let's say someone is a very heavy smoker and it's so deep rooted that they want to use vape to give up smoking. Yeah. Because what we can do is give them patches that will deal with 90% of it. Yeah. And they can use the vape as a top up, give them a high dose, then medium, and then low dose. Yeah. Up till now, the safety net is 8 to 12 weeks. That's it. So anyone that's vaping more than 12 weeks, we don't know. There could be risks. Yes, you'll come across media, certain articles that really grab your attention, and someone's in hospital, someone's really badly been affected. And one of the reasons is because they put things in there that they shouldn't have. And that's what makes a massive difference. So there's that aspect. From experience, I see a lot of people who vaped and they have no health problems, but they're really addicted to it. And that itself is a problem. You're tied down to it. It's freedom. One of the benefits of giving up smoking is freedom. Yeah? But you do get people who use vapes because it's not so strongly regulated. The vapes that come from all sorts of places. Then what tends to happen is some people have stomach issues, some people get headaches, some people get a bit of dizziness by using vapes. They go to the doctors, get all sorts of tests done. Tests are usually okay. And then for some reason, sometimes some people give it the vape. All those symptoms go. So that shows that it's something to be careful of. First is don't start in the first place. Don't start vaping in the first place. But we are human beings, we do get affected. And when all these flavors come up, sometimes you're sitting next to someone who's vaping and you got all these flavors that smell very nice. I'm just going to be very honest with you. But then you see that how addictive it is, So don't start in the first place. But let's say someone has started. So we have a lot of teenagers. So as you can see, I think it's in June this year where they're going to ban the disposable vapes. And one of the reasons behind that is because a lot of teenagers are getting the habit. Yeah? So we have, this service that we have, the Smoke Free Lancashire, is actually mainly for adults 18 and over. But we also have a service called We Are With You that are like a brother-sister company to us. And they specialize amongst youngsters, so they go into schools and they do a lot of awareness work, and they help a lot of people give up vapes as well.
Sorry, one final question.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, if somebody smokes for 10 to, say, 15, 20 years or so,
All right.
how long would it take for them, let's say they stop smoking, for it to come out of their system?
Yeah, very good. So when a person gives up, I'll just mention the quick benefits as well as answer your question as well, because I want people to be aware of the instant benefits as well. Yeah. Anyone that does any regular gym work, exercise, who smokes, when they give up smoking, their recovery from exercise boosts up straight away. Within days, sense of energy, taste, smell, everything starts improving. Now, if a person's been smoking for that long, if a person doesn't smoke for 10 years at all, yeah, before we go 10 years, let's go to 18 months. If a person does not smoke for 18 months, all the tar in his lungs is gone, which is fantastic. And it's the tar that contains the chemicals that are linked to cancer. There's about 60 well-known carcinogens, 60 well-known chemicals in cigarettes that cause cancer. That's 18 months of you're not smoking. 10 years you've not smoked, your chances of having a heart attack is the same as a non-smoker. 15 years, if you don't smoke, your chances of getting cancer. So let's say you've not smoked for 16 years, more than 15 years. So if you get cancer, it's got no link with your smoking. However, having said that, this is general. If you're really looking after health, you can really reduce that time, a lot. It can make a big difference. Everybody's different. If someone's moderate exercise, he's having herbs, he's having fruits, vegetables, he's having all the antioxidants, that can, you can speed things quite a lot. Okay. Oh yeah, I usually hardly get those questions. Go on. Popular. Yeah, so when you have a cigarette, you're smoking the whole process about 5 minutes. Yep. So if we were to measure your carbon monoxide levels, they will be high, a bit high, yeah? Hookah sessions, shisha, hookah, 40 minutes usually, yeah? The carbon monoxide will be much higher. So from a carbon monoxide point of view, from an energy point of view, from your blood becoming thick and sticky, the risks are much higher with shisha, much higher, because the carbon monoxide level is greater. Yeah.
Is shisha like a vape, or is it like the old Pakistani Indian style hookah?
It's all the Pakistani Indian style. Yeah, yeah. Vape is different. Yeah. So, yeah, the carbon monoxide levels are very high in shisha, definitely. But, so some people once a week. So it just depends, every individual is different. But you will get some people who will travel from one town to another, every day session, properly addicted, every day. So, it's addictive. It's addictive. So then what happens is people go to these places and they're smoking, inhaling the shisha and so on. Then they'll start buying it at home and start at home. So the addiction slowly grows. Yeah. Any other questions? Mashallah, mashallah. So the leaflets are there, the pull-up banners there. Take a photograph of it, spread the word, and mashallah, alhamdulillah, so many people are using the service, male, female, etc. And there's a big need. There is a very big need. You're just reading my mind. I was just thinking that a lot of Muslim females are vaping, yes. Yeah, a very prominent scholar mentioned this to me, and he goes to like, can you work on this area as well? Because there's an element of it's hidden. When you smoke, you've got that smell. So with vape, it's connected with, it's got that fragrance element to it. So sometimes you can hide the habit a bit. So there's that aspect. And you could say it's not frowned, it's not looked down on as much as smoking is, or yeah, fashionable. Yeah, peer pressure. I mean, before the trend was a person smoking. So then they used vaping to give up smoking. That was a general trend 11, 12 years ago, in my experience. Now it's picking up the vape purely habit, the flavors and so on and so forth. So what we advise is don't pick up in the first place. But if you have done, then we're here to help you. We're here to help you come off that. You know, there's people who start off giving up. So this is the thing, this is the key point here. When people come to us to help for giving up smoking, you've got to guide a person how to mentally give up smoking in a rational way. Once they know how to do that, then they won't transfer the smoking addiction to food. You'll meet people who give up smoking, they put on 2, 3, 4 stones in weight, and they think, I was happy slim and smoking, so I'm going back to smoking. And why? Because they didn't psychologically give up smoking properly, because they don't know how to. When they come to us, then we can guide them properly. So then they don't. And this is one of the reasons why sometimes people get addicted to vape, because they don't know mentally how to approach it. And that's why this is a specialist service, a very valuable service where people can come. Alhamdulillah, all the time we're getting texts from service users. Thank you so much, and so on and so forth. I've given up smoking. I've smoked for so many years. Now I've not smoked, and so on and so forth. Alhamdulillah.
So what does that journey look like? So, for example,
Yeah.
if I come to you today,
Yeah. So we try our best to, in the first 4 weeks, we try to see you once a week in the early days to keep you motivated. If we can't do that, then we see you at least every 2 weeks, and we give you enough treatment to last you, yeah? And every time we see you, we do your carbon monoxide reading to see how much you're improving. And usually once you give up smoking, you'll be telling me, look, energy's more, I've saved so much money, and so on and so forth. So every time, and when you're going through that process, you may have some ups and downs that you may not be sure of. So then that's what you discuss with your one-to-one advisor, who will guide you as to how to overcome that obstacle. And as time goes by, it gets easier and easier until once you've completed that 12-week course, it's absolutely free. When it comes to the actual treatment, so if you pay for your prescription, you pay a standard prescription price. However, you might as well get an NHS prepayment certificate, £31 will cover you for 3 months, 12 weeks. But if your prescription is free, then the treatment is free. And your health improves, energy improves. One delivery driver that gave up smoking, he actually knocked on my door. Oh, Talha, you live here, do you? He got discharged about 2-3 years ago. And he was still smoke-free. MashaAllah, he saved so much money. And he goes, give me your number, I want my nephew to give up smoking now. So, one of the important aspects here is the subtle messages that we're also given is that when people are giving up smoking, we're talking about coping strategies and so on, we're encouraging these people to look at healthy ways to uplift their mood. Too much screen time is affecting our mental well-being. The more human connection we have, the more our mood will be uplifted. These are all scientifically proven things, you know. And yeah. But this is helping everyone, and people that are listening.
you mentioned mindset earlier on.
Yeah.
There's so many people don't understand what mindset is.
Okay.
Because, it'd be good if you could sort of work on that and let people know. Because mindset's really seeing the world from not just your eyes, but somebody else's eyes. And because there's lots of people that just say mindset, but what is it? How
Yeah.
does it work?
Yeah.
What's the benefits of it?
So in a nutshell, mindset is that when we speak to someone, what we're trying to assess here is, are they giving up smoking because they want to do it? That's absolutely crucial. If someone's saying that I'm giving up smoking because of my children, no. I'm doing it because of my wife, no. You're giving up smoking because you have a responsibility to yourself. Do it for the pleasure of Allah and do it for yourself. Because when you do it for yourself and your health improves and your energy improves, where's that going to go to? It's going to go to your family and the people you love anyway. But you've got to give up smoking for yourself. That's the first thing. Then you ask questions as to why do you want to give up smoking? And the people say, look, I've had one heart attack, I've had this, and so on and so forth. I mean, you know that gentleman that said to me that, you know? But when we were 10 years, you had any? So after 2 years, I was just sitting in my stop smoking session, and I seen his name, and I thought, that's a familiar name. So he came in, and he came with his grin and a smile, and he goes, I've had a heart attack. I said, look, you've come now. This is because you've got the eye of the tiger inside. Let's go for it. Forget everything else. Let's go for it. And alhamdulillah, he gave up smoking. Till today, he's smoke-free. So his mindset changed, but unfortunately, he had to learn the hard way. You know. So then, when people give up smoking, when they get the thoughts, how to manage them rationally, and that's what we discuss in a bit of detail, and that's what gets the mindset strong, firm. And as time goes by, it gets easier and easier and easier. You'll get a lot of people that will say, you know, I've given up smoking, but it's still hard. It's because they're giving up smoking, but there's still a bit of a conflict going on in the mind, and you don't want that. And this is why we're here for, to erase that conflict. Take inshallah, jazakumullah khair. Allah shukr, jazakallah khair, wa ahsan jazak. نستغفرك ونتوب إليك جزاك الله